Hello friends. I thought I would give you a little extra video today on the new moon energies. There are some firsts with this lunar month, and that started today, Saturday, in the United States. So the firsts are this. It's the first new moon with Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees. It's the first lunar month of a new cycle, 200 something years to go until Pluto's back in Capricorn. But in the near term, about a 15 to 20 year cycle of Pluto in Aquarius. And this right now starts the first lunar month of that cycle. So you can pay attention to trends and bring transparency to your own life related to how the next many years are going to roll out for you. So see what's going on for you, as we progress, especially through the next 2 weeks. And make a note, what do you like that's happening? What don't you like? And I'm talking about not in the greater world or the outer world or the news. I'm talking about in your personal life. What is it that you would like to set up for yourself? And it's hard to know what anyone's going to be doing in 10 years from now. You could have an idea of that. You can also just say, in this now moment, I'm thinking this. In this now moment, I'm intending that. And you can make these broad intentions. You can make them specific, because there might be very specific things for you. So the next thing I want to mention is that with Pluto at 0 degrees, and it was the case as well as it was coming through the end of 29 degrees, but you're going to most likely be feeling it again potently. Pluto, from a health perspective, can be affecting the first 3 chakras. So that's the root chakra, so the sexual organs, and then the outer skin as well, of that area. It could be the second chakra. So for women, the uterus, and for women and men, creativity, right? Creativity is inspired by the sexual organs for what we create on the earth, in the human realm, in the physical realm, but also in the energy realm as a human, as a living human. And then the third chakra, which is the will. So we're being called, right, to look at our health in these 3 areas of life. And there's most likely going to be a lot of people, and I have heard of quite a few, that are having issues, in these spaces in the body. With the third chakra, it's also right around where the stomach is. So food, nutrition, how do you feed yourself? What do you feed yourself? And then overall, for all these 3 chakras especially, which are the chakras with which we really live the physical human life, there's psychological implications. And so making yourself strong in these energies psychologically is a very potent thing to do. And in my view, the way that you get strong psychologically is by having a one-to-one relationship with God, with your own soul, with the source energy that created you, source going back to the creator, and building our lives around this energy, attempting to live it, become it, and that is the truth of what we are, to become the truth of what we are most fully, the most fully that we can be. To me, this is what causes and creates the strongest psychological balance and benefits. There's something else that I wanted to mention, and that is that the goddesses are setting the tone for the old. There's three major goddesses in Capricorn as, we start this new cycle, right? So it's like they're holding down the fort of what was and how that's going to evolve. I always say that the goddesses set the context of the energies, and the male planetary bodies and asteroids carry out the action. So you have Venus, Athena, and Ceres in these in Capricorn. And Venus is what we most value, most deeply value. Athena, spiritual protection. I talked about her in my last video about Pluto. And Ceres, the great mother. So she is, I think, about 2 degrees from Pluto right now. So it's most likely that as we go through Aquarius, we are really, really, and this is going to be the first energy, we're going to focus on the issues of women and children, but with some kind of new approach that elevates the best of tradition, because Saturn rules Aquarius, but with innovation, because Uranus rules Aquarius. And with Pluto, we're going to get to the heart of the matter. So, if you're looking at how can I contribute in my life, addressing these issues one-to-one, right, between yourself, your own soul, and then making real and tangible changes in your life, that's how you can affect the collective consciousness. Basically, you create and live the pattern in your life, whatever you wish that to be. Not wishing for the outside, because if you come to it with the intent to change others, the potency of the creation energy is then gone. So because it slips into power over, and that's not, it's not as powerful, because it won't have the strength of the pure God source connection backing it. It's a step down in your dimensional state of being to have power over or power under, whichever of those. They're both step downs from the truth of who you really are. Yeah. So anyway, it's a very, very potent thing to do, to live your life with consciousness and self-transparency. As long as you realize these things, whatever they are, between you and God, and you make the changes, whether you talk about them out loud or not, or people notice or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the creative element between you and your own soul. Now, will you then take it out and maybe you do different work, or you pursue something in the community, or whatever that is? Maybe you raise a family. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And it blesses and elevates our life when we make the internal change and then bring it outward.